But like the lunch, we've decided that like 2 beers are free game at lunch. Like that's a
And one shot.
Yeah.
And one shot.
and
I think it's acceptable.
and a hit off the crack pipe.
Well, if we're going back,
Not judging.
if we're talking mortgage today, the 2003 acceptable mortgage drink would be
A lot more.
the bar is your office. You only need a bar napkin for a name, social, and address, and
Yeah.
That's right.
a property address.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's close next week.
Yeah.
Oh, the good old days. So you guys have been working together for how long?
04.
Yeah. 20 years
20 damn years.
in the mortgage business.
That's like an old married couple.
And I
We
mean,
do
if you
everything
really-
together.
If you really count it, what year did we open up the nightclub?
I was 20. I was not 21 yet.
So it's 22 years.
So that was 2001.
You can open a nightclub and not be 21.
Well,
Well, no, I forgot you guys opened a nightclub in
Yeah.
2001.
yeah, that was right.
Was that right?
Where did y'all open a nightclub?
I wish we could find the radio commercial for that because it was downstairs of Cummins Station, where the
Are you
loading dock
serious?
was below Johnny, the bar car.
What was it called?
The loading dock.
It was called the loading dock.
Yeah.
The club.
It was already there. It was a loading dock. So
Yeah.
The club was the loading dock. What was the vibe?
Gangster.
it was. There, the
Gangster.
the kids nowadays, they spread the money.
Yeah.
We did that then.
What year would this have been?
This was 01.
I want to.
Maybe 02.
That was-
Maybe I had just turned 21.
I actually think it was.
So we're the same age, right, Noel? You're
43.
What year model are you? 81?
80.
Okay.
I was December of 80.
Okay.
Year model. I like that.
Yeah, your model. I'm an 81, but I'm a February of 81.
Same.
So
Class
really,
of 99.
You're a late
yeah.
model.
We're all
You're a late
99.
model 80.
Yeah. My serial number is probably January because that's when I was due.
Yeah, really, if you were a car, you'd be an 81.
Yeah.
No, actually, if you were a car, you'd be a 79.
Oh.
Because they always make them ahead.
But
But
he came out in December though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I was
he was
not
born.
due until January.
Yeah,
so
they'd
it's
have
a
shipped
slippery
him.
slope.
They'd have shipped him to the Chevy dealer
Yeah.
as an 81 model.
You would have got a half
true.
year model.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been.
You'd have been the
81 and a
first
half.
81 to hit the road.
My VIN was
baby.
probably, some one.
No,
And if you were a
Pinto.
And if you were a new body style, you were be a high commodity.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably, if I could imagine myself as a car in 81, I definitely was.
What
new
would you
age.
be?
No.
You said the Datsun earlier, and
Yeah.
nothing really wrong with the Datsun, or like a 81 Merlot Broham, something like that. Probably with some gold rims.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You
some
definitely have
days.
some
108
days.
spokes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
13s.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have considered myself a Camaro or something. Like the T-tops. That,
I can see that.
yeah. Or maybe a Firebird. Like a Firebird with T-tops, freaking bird on the hood.
Is that when Smokey and the Bandit came out?
Oh, don't fact check me, but I think
It's
it is
all
late
around it.
70s.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's like 79 or 80.
You're more of a two-door Silverado though.
Ooh.
I would. I
Wow.
don't. So here's yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, like a square body.
Yeah.
1981. 100%. I would want to consider myself that, but I don't feel like I'm a big enough human to be that.
Well, it's all right. It's usually small guys that drive the big trucks.
You got to overcompensate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's true.
I mean, I should probably.
true.
Yeah.
Big truck or a Corvette, man, one of the two.
Yeah. Old people
Absolutely.
drive Corvettes. No offense to any old person watching, but I think I think it's because they can afford them.
Yeah.
Old people can afford them.
It's the not only that, but it's the 50, 60-year-old. I'm having
A little bit of a crisis.
a little bit of a second crisis, maybe. Right.
Yeah. Baylor told me.
Yeah. You definitely had that first crisis in your 40s.
Or 30s. Yeah.
I think I did it in my 20s, my 30s, my 40s.
I think of the 40s are probably a pretty good age to be like you. You probably sit there and look and be like, I probably got less in front of me than I do behind me.
Yeah.
You know,
I've definitely thought about that lately.
and you're like, daggum, I'd like to have something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a cool car.
From our way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, go out this weekend, Memorial Day, there'll be some deals and buy
If
you a
I did that
freaking
old though,
Corvette.
I would definitely finance it so that when I died, nobody could inherit it.
Yeah, the kids would have to have a car payment.
Yes.
I get Grandpa's Corvette. Well, it's got a note on it.
Interest only note.
Negative interest.
You do realize Grandpa owes $200,000 on the Corvette that's worth $20,000.
Yeah.
Or be like, heck, we see people all the time that have, Ferraris, Lambos, Bentleys, and man, they're on a 180-month term.
180-month term.
Oh, yeah. I don't doubt it.
Who finances it?
Man,
The
Ferrari
dealership.
does?
Yeah.
The dealership?
A Ferrari. Well,
Yeah.
that makes sense for me.
Yeah.
I know boats are that way.
Boats will do,
now.
yes, I think.
Especially like as expensive as like a wakeboard boat
Yep.
is now. They're financing those things like a house.
That's why you see those kids in an apartment complex.
Driving a new Super Duty and pulling an Aeronautique.
Yep. Got $300,000 worth of debt.
Driving a
And the gas
wake,
bill in the summer costs more than the rent.
have a wake setter that's like metal flake pink.
Yep.
Yeah.
180 grand.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you guys have been working together 20 years now.
Yep.
How have you done it for 20 years?
We're more in love than ever.
Man, I don't think I don't think we've ever had one argument.
This is going to be like a counseling
A
session.
bro fest?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you will never hear any negative words swapped.
You want to introduce our guest this week?
Yeah, let's do it. So joining us today, we have Noel Searcey, Jon Sidwell, right? And you guys are with
I don't know.
We're
Depends
in
on
the
who's
middle of
watching.
transition. We will
Farmington
go with,
Capstar. Who is it now?
So
They're in the mortgage industry.
technically Capstar Bank, a division of Old National Bank, until
Okay.
that's I don't know if we have to shout out.
So
any last
Old
numbers.
National just purchased Capstar?
Yes.
We merged.
Merged. Okay.
But they're the bigger.
Oh, they definitely belong.
So working on rebranding right now, all that stuff.
Changing the logo.
Changing the logo, really. A lot of people
Color on
still
the
know
boat.
us as the original Farmington Financial Group, which I still like.
We still see
Yeah.
Farmington around the office just because we know who that, includes.
Sure. Well, that's where you guys were born and where you came from, right? That's what you know.
Yeah.
That's what we've done. Yeah. I think I'm on year number 14 coming up.
Year 14? Well, that's not where you started, though. You've been in the mortgage business since early 2000s, both of you,
Yep.
right?
And that was, what was that, Green Hills Financial?
That's where we started.
Started together.
That's where Tinder linked y'all
That's
up.
where
Yeah.
I swiped right. And my God, there he was.
So that's where you guys met at Green Hills.
No. We met way before that.
Okay. So
Okay,
take
go
it back
back
a
to the
little
beginning.
further. Was it high school?
Go ahead. my
Yeah.
friend.
So, John, what year model are you first?
I'm a 77.
77 year model.
So Noel's younger than me.
Yeah.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense. Why? So, John, I got introduced to John in Chattanooga by Morris Holloman. Morris and I were at the bar getting a cold beer, about to watch the state championship game. And you came up, me and Rachel were talking.
That's right.
And so that makes sense. So you're 2 years older than Morris.
Yeah.
And
Morris a
then
little bit
Morris
older.
is
Yeah.
2-ish older than us.
But so, I was a junior, and John's girlfriend at the time was a senior. John had already graduated, allegedly, and was, doing whatever he was doing.
Like
You
he
gonna
gets,
talk about the very first time
Yeah.
we met?
like he gets older, they stay the same age, kind of thing.
like that.
Okay.
And so he pulls up, I guess, to get Rachel or maybe just to say something to her. And I was like, well, who's this douchebag in this little Lexus coupe?
Oh, okay.
We've
Yeah.
grown since then,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he was probably
Yeah.
this tall.
Yeah.
Had like some spiky blonde hair, and I was like,
Tips.
I don't
Had them
like
frosted
him. I don't like him.
tips.
Never had to frost them. I got natural tips.
So your first thought was you hated this dude.
Well, he was douchey.
Well,
Okay.
I was pulling up in a Lexus, and go ahead and tell them what you were driving back then, though.
I had a 94 green Geo Tracker
With?
Oh,
with
yeah.
3 12-inch JLs in it.
There
And,
you go.
Heck yeah.
you know,
Rockford Fosgate
And
amps
he
or
was
what
the-
good
I
amps?
had PPI,
And he was the
PC
douche.
2300.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to say that or Sherwood.
Yeah, a lot of us are.
And Sidwell was the douche.
Hey, a hater's gonna hate. What are you gonna do? You know, I can't help it.
Well, no, Noel was the guy that had the Geo Metro.
A tracker.
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 Get it right.
Sorry.
Because the tracker's way cooler.
And John,
There's
John's
no way you're getting 3 12s in a Metro, man. You gotta have the tracker.
and then John comes up in a new Lexus, right? 2-door coupe. And he's like, look at this douche. Right?
I was just hating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what changed your mindset of hating and thinking he's a douche and you guys getting to know each other and being friends?
That's many years later.
Yeah, just started hearing stories and more. I was like, maybe I'm the douche and maybe he's not.
This is like Wolf
You
of
know?
Wall Street.
We can give you some
There's
Wolf of Wall
no-
Street stories.
We
but
get into
not all.
those stories are in the early 2000s.
This is how y'all met, though. This is very Wolf of Wall Street like.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
You show me a check for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll come work for you.
I'll come work for you. I'll quit my job right now. And I'll come work for you.
And then we smoked crack together.
Is that how it started though? Did you look up to John because he was driving the nice car and those things? And did he?
No, not yet.
You guys were in similar mindsets and careers at that time, or no?
I was in high school.
He was in high school
Okay,
with the.
but he was
tractor.
out of high school.
so
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
and we didn't really we just kind of met that day.
Yeah.
And then I watched Noel. Noel was an amazing football player.
That's what I've heard.
And the first time I watched Noel play, which we just met that one time, but Noel had a cast on one of his arms
While he was playing.
while he was playing, and I watched him smoke this DB and do a one-handed catch in the end zone. And I was like,
One-handed catch with a cast on.
with a cast on.
Like this
I
dude's.
still,
this dude's legit.
I still had access to these 3 fingers, which is big enough.
So
to
you
catch
caught
them.
it with the cast hand.
We'll go with that.
That's an even better story.
But we will go with that. That sounds even better.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. You know.
But then fast forward, so this is 3 years later. And, I'm selling insurance at the time, and I was getting my shoes shine.
Incoming
station. And in walks Noel and acquaintance I went to school with and Noel was friends with, and we started talking. And then these guys tell me that they had started a, what kind of company would you call
Well,
that?
we were working for a company called Picture Perfect Marketing. I don't know how long it was open.
Okay.
But we were, setting up basically events for models. And we weren't really actually doing anything. We were just saying that we were doing all this stuff. And I think we were getting paid just minimum wage plus commission. But we were in Panama City like every other weekend and just hanging out and having a good time.
Good excuse to party.
Exactly. And we were 21, 20, whatever that was. So.
Picture
that-
perfect.
So you were like the beer branded person that goes to all the events and hands out the beers, essentially.
Yeah.
Or
much
like,
like
the guy that got the girls for Girls Gone Wild.
That would have been a better story. And if we can just back up, I'll tell it like that. Yeah, I mean, that was it. Yeah.
Basically.
So, John, you're saying this was like 2 years after high school, after Noel
Man.
graduated?
After Noel graduated, so
At least 2 years. Actually, probably 3 to 4 years
Okay.
afterward.
0102, somewhere.
And that's really the first time we really met.
Yeah.
Then we hung out, and somehow, I don't even know how I got involved in the nightclub.
You know.
But you knew who he was when he walked into Cummins Station. You were like, that's that badass football player from high school.
Yeah, I knew who Noel was.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Small-
there's a
small
little bit of
town.
that aspect too, right? It's small town. Gallatin, Lebanon, small town, small schools, especially.
When I graduated, my class was the biggest that they had ever graduated at that time.
At
And it was
Friendship.
36.
Yeah.
And then Noel had,
52.
so it was still small. Even though me and him never attended school at the same time.
Yeah.
But even Gallatin at that time,
yeah.
we both graduated Gallatin in '99, and it's a lot bigger than Friendship,
Yeah.
but it was still
Super small.
it had a small feel, so everybody knew everybody. People, you're older,
Still kind of like
yeah.
that.
It's
too.
still there's a lot of that still around. Yeah.
So 20 years later, you guys are still in the mortgage business. What's kept you there other than the money?
Actually, I'm too old to do anything else now.
Is that what it is?
And unqualified. Like, what are we going to do?
Yeah. What are we going to do?
We have a certain skill set. And
You could have a podcast. Jason and I weren't really qualified to do anything else, so we started this.
it's going to be.
Me and Chad were talking yesterday. We were like,
Chad and I.
Chad and I, if we weren't doing what we were doing today,
Yeah.
and you had mentioned maybe having your real estate license, right?
Yeah. I said,
Maybe we
Paths.
would be in the real estate business.
yeah, paths that
Why
we
not?
could have
Everybody
gone.
is.
Yeah.
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 That was kind of the joke.
That was the joke, the point.
That is.
Everybody is, right?
Everybody.
Because I think both of us kind of went down that path. We have similar, like you got your background in your industry. Jason and I have a similar technology background, and there's like that crossroad at some point in your career. You're like, do I want to do something different, and what does that look like, and
Yeah.
do we go down this path, or So it's funny how little decisions can point you in the positions that you're in.
I'm starting to feel like y'all really brought us here today to convert us to come over to NexGen. Is that what's going
There
on?
could be room
There's always room for the right people.
for the right people.
And in all honesty, maybe that's a great exit strategy because in the next 10 years or so,
Who knows?
We're
it's probably going to
extinct.
be automated in the mortgage.
We're extinct.
And
Everybody's thinking that way, though, Noel. Every industry.
okay,
I have a friend that told me this week.
when he was in Miami or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that he was.
Is it going to come to real estate agents first or the mortgage business?
Well,
Because they're already cutting percentages pay, right, on agents. On
that
listing.
is true. I really think in the future it is going to be wherever you bank on your monthly bank statement or when you log in, it's going to give you a number. And that's the number for the mortgage you're approved for. We don't need to see your W-2s. We don't need to see any of that.
We've got it.
We know everything about you.
Yeah.
Really?
And you're just turning your contract. Let's get an appraisal and you're going to close.
Makes it easier, maybe.
Yeah, y'all AI, especially in our business, is coming on hard. It's, we already have the Fannie Mae Freddie Mac's underwriting system. Mm-hmm. If that property has ever had a mortgage against it with Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, they know all the property data already. So if it agrees with the purchase price, and the scenario's right, the borrower is right and all that looks great, it'll just say it accepts the value and you don't even have to get an appraisal.
Automated valued appraisal?
It just
Back
it
in the
just
day,
accepts
same
it.
thing?
Yep.
Well,
Okay. Not really the same thing?
come on. But no. But, that just lets you know where it's going, and the systems now also, they're automated to where, everybody's probably experienced it in one level of an app or another. I know like a lot of the betting apps, if you create an account, when you're making a deposit, it takes you to this website called Plaid,
Yeah.
where you log into your bank account.
Yep.
Yeah.
The integration or whatever.
Mortgage has the same thing. You don't have to get bank statements. It just
We have Plaid.
pulls it all in.
But
does the same with your jobs. So,
But I think getting a mortgage to a lot of people is very personal. And for a personal experience, people still want to talk to somebody.
well, and
Right?
you're-
There's always going to be
course.
that majority.
and you're talking about our generation.
Well, it's
That's
majority
true.
right now. The
That's where I was
going to
go.
change.
Yeah.
Is the 18-year-old today,
I mean, we're
does
81
Will
almost.
think the same way that we do?
No.
Absolutely not. They would rather not talk.
Not talk to anybody.
Because they don't want to be pinned in a corner, you know, and maybe you say something on the phone to them that they don't know and they don't want to sound dumb. So it's like, you know, I'll just wait till I can text you the answer. I don't know.
Well, the good thing is we still have the 20 or 30 years to finish our careers, or maybe less, right? And we're good.
You know, a lot of people thought, though, even in technology, I mean, I think of wireless technology, right? The cell carriers that, you know, it was going away. And I think a lot of times in retail, they tried to make it go away. They tried to kind of push customers to online and that sort of thing. And even small businesses try to push them online. And I can tell you from what we do, people want like there is a segment of people, especially in the B2B world, they need people. They need people to help them evaluate the bullshit.
Yep.
Basically. So I don't know that my wife is in finance also. And that's kind of, I think why she's successful is because people want to deal with her and want to deal with whatever that person has to offer versus, you know, a computer don't look at you as a person, and maybe you guys can. So maybe there's still a little hope.
I've said this before, small businesses are born out of the need for more white glove customer service.
Yep.
And companies that are existing are going to grow, get bought out, and then they're going to have automated processes created. And what does that do? That opens the door for another small business to come in and give that white glove treatment.
Yeah, it pisses off enough consumers
Yep.
that they're like, oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, did you hear about so-and-so? They do it the old way. You know, it's kind of the shift in restaurants now. You see a bunch of chain restaurants. I saw a thing where there's like Outback's closing a bunch of restaurants. There is a big shift in that, yeah. Like, you know, Cracker Barrel's like rebranding and closing a bunch. There's like all these restaurant chains that are shutting down. But if you look, you know, like the local restaurant seems to be thriving more than it was when we were kids. Because I can tell you where we ate growing up was probably a chain. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were eating at Pizza Hut, Ryan's,
and Shoney's on Sunday.
Shoney's on Sunday. I mean, like it.
Don't make us go to Charlie's and Rivergate and have to dress up.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
You know?
That's right.
Pizza Hut was a treat then.
Yes.
You sat inside and had the red cups and salad bar and the video games. And
did you sit in the smoking section or the non-smoking
it was
section?
all smoking.
But it wasn't. They had
said.
a non-smoking section, but it was beside the smoking section. Yeah, which was always nice.
But we did sit in the smoking section.
We sat in the see. We always sit in the. We always,
you were getting the smoke no matter what.
We always sit in the we always sit in the non-smoking section. I'd look at my mom and be like, "What's the point?"
Yeah,
you know, like you're sitting beside the smoking section.
But did you really pay attention to it back then?
No.
You know,
no.
It was just part of life back then.
It was part of life, man.
You could smoke in church, I think, probably.
I know for
Probably
a fact.
could, yeah.
I know for a fact, and I'm sorry, Dad, because I know you quit, but I know for a fact I have seen my dad multiple times in church on a regular basis with a dip in.
Yeah.
Not spitting. Mm-hmm. Preacher just can't go long.
Yeah.
You know, like I got an hour to let this
build up,
chew tobacco.
Marinate.
Marinate. Yeah. I get out of here.
At Zen too long ago, or
I'm gonna let this thing marinate. We're gonna walk out, and we'll, you know. But
let's talk about something I had on my mind because I've seen you guys a lot lately on social media. Was
go ahead.
Social
media marketing company on
social media in general. Well, you are on Facebook, right, John? Is that you or is that a bot?
As in a company page?
John's fingers are
John's personal page.
That would be me.
Okay.
He will send you some Facebook messages though. When he will forward a reel, so I know it's him.
Okay. So
actually, only to Noel's the only person I ever do that.
Maybe.
So my thought on that is so you guys just recently have started being more on social media, right? In the last year, let's say, right? Mm-hmm. Was that born out of the changes that you see to the business and needing to be out more and open to your customer base? Or are you guys just following the herd there?
Well, yeah,
Here's my driver of social media.
It's just not really.
But
Because both of you gentlemen have never been like Facebook guys.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's just everybody else is doing it. We don't expect to get people calling in from Facebook and saying, "Hey man, I saw your ad. Can you get me that 6% today?" That doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
It's for name recognition.
Yeah.
Just like, oh shit, yeah, I saw those guys. I recognize their name. You know, I saw that they work with such and such, or we're not looking to get business. It's a necessary part of the process. Like
Being present.
You have to be, regardless of how big you are, right? Like if Pepsi stops advertising, Coke's going to take them over. Regardless of how good the product is, like they won't be top of mind. So that's all it is. It's just to kind of keep a little something without pissing you off and saying, I see these guys too much.
Yeah.
Just to something to, name recognition.
So name recognition,
It was necessary.
branding, right? Do you feel as though it's been a good investment for you guys? As of right now, has it been enough time to kind of evaluate that? Because one would say you could do the same thing just by old school networking and making calls and having
and that's
meetings.
what we really do.
Yeah.
Because you guys are old school that way, right? I mean, that's you.
We have our base of. We've been doing it so long. We have a big clientele list, and if you treat people, as corny as it sounds, which Noel, we've been together 20 years, but we had one or two time apart before our stints. How long? 9 years. But, the girl that I brought with me to build this now, we built everything on the golden rule, man. I mean, just
Treat people how?
treat people how you want to be treated, And I tell all my clients, hey, I'm not the smartest person in the world by far. I'm just an old country boy. But I'll tell you what I would do. And I'm never going to recommend my clients do anything that I personally wouldn't do. And, it's worked for us, obviously. I mean, we have tons of repeat clients, client referrals. Repeat clients and client referrals are on average 80% of our business every single year.
Yeah. I know if I ever do anything again, I'll holler up and talk
As
to
you
Noel.
better.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Because we will shame you. If you don't.
Absolutely.
As we will past clients too,
You'll get made fun of.
Yeah.
But we will make sure that we always want to put you in the best situation. And if somebody's,
Yeah.
if you're getting quoted something crazy from somebody else and they're a legitimate company and they're just going to do it, man, yeah.
And that's the
Gotta do
crazy
business
thing
with them.
with
No,
our industry now is the online, and the people that just, I tell clients all the time. I had a client call me this week and he said, hey, you're the preferred lender for this builder, and I want to use you. And I said, okay, I'm going to send you everything over. And I said, I'll put all my numbers exact. So this is going to be your worst case situation. But then he's comparing me with however many online lenders he went to, where these people don't care. They don't have their numbers right. And guess what? At the end of the day, you can go with whatever BS they're giving you in the beginning, because they know when you're at that closing table and you see the real numbers, or you get your CD 3 days before, are you going to just walk away from that deal and lose your earnest money because you got lied to? No, you're going to close.
Yeah.
And then that takes you back to the early 2000s of the mortgage business.
Do they still do that? Like Lending Tree, I think used to be really big, where they grab information. You got called by 10, 20 people.
It is outrageous.
Same
10 to
thing?
20 is low ball now.
Okay.
I just had, he said 300 people in the last 24 hours. It was probably an exaggeration, but it might not have been.
I had a client screenshot me in 48 hours. He had 150 something calls. And they're getting, it's absurd. They're sending text and they'll say, hey, this is
Hannah,
and
So
I'm
they
reaching out to you. We need to complete your app from this morning. And then I got clients texting me, do you know Hannah?
Oh, yeah. They're getting them on the text.
They're getting them on the text. Or they'll text you and say, hey, I see you applied with a high-cost mortgage lender this morning. And I mean, all you have is people out there, these little pop-up companies, and I can't tell you how many times we have been called and say, hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We should have gone with you. But now I need to close in 14 days because this person's jacked me up. Can you make it happen? And we give them a little bit of a hard time, just jokingly. And then we say, yeah, absolutely, we'll do it.
Yeah. Well, I think it starts with the trust, right? And like you said, hey, I'm just a good old country boy that's going to shoot you straight.
Yeah.
That holds so much more value than somebody you don't know, right?
For sure.
God knows where,
Yep.
right? I did a small stint in the mortgage business too, right? And everything you're saying reigns 100% true.
I don't know if it was small stint
3 years.
altogether.
Altogether 3 years.
That was Ace too.
I thought.
MeriQuest, Ace,
I forgot.
Middle Tennessee Financial, right?
Yes.
And then a Man in Mortgage, I think, for a bit too, up here in Goodlettsville.
All that was in 3 years?
It was quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it
I was at
longer than that.
AmeriQuest for a year and they shut the doors right at a year. It all happened fast, and then it went downhill with the crash, right? In 08. So,
AmeriQuest is where it all started.
but you guys made it through the crash, which
say
is
that.
unbelievable.
Not with any money.
Right. But you made
but,
it through.
Yeah, we lived.
right?
Yeah.
We only had a short stint without money.
Yeah, well, I hear you, but still.
So tell me, back to the social media part. Tell me why do mortgage companies not post? Why do you guys not post 5 times a day on all the loans that you're closing, like real estate agents?
Cannot due to guidelines, due to laws. Not that any mortgage company follows the laws. I mean, you probably don't remember this, but back in the day, we could be 1099.
We didn't have any laws
contractor.
back when I worked in the mortgage business.
We didn't have any laws. And then all of a sudden the mortgage meltdown happens and it's all our fault, right? Because we sold people products that we had, but it's our fault.
Okay.
So, imagine being at your job one day and finding out the government's just created a whole new division or whatever you want to call it, regulatory agency. And now you have to go pass a state and a national test to keep your career. Background checks, credit checks, I mean, everything. And they pass all these laws of rules and things you can do. And it makes me mad all the time because I remember sitting in those classes, listening to all these, what you can't say. You can't say you can skip a payment. That's a no, you can't say that. How many times a day do you hear that on the radio or on the TV? All the time. I mean, there's so many things you can and cannot say. And it's been so long that nobody even regulates it now. You'll occasionally see.
They forgot about it.
They forgot about it. And when they do go after them, they'll go after some big national company and they will pull all the dirt and they'll make them pay millions of dollars of fines and okay, you're good. But I mean, we can't post anything with a client at a closing. You see people posting pictures of closings. Now realtors.
Well, realtors and title companies, right? Or is it just realtors that do that mainly?
I think it's pretty much realtors, which,
Okay.
Who knows? I don't actually know their law on that, which we have a lot more personal information than they do. But
Realtors must not have any because they post every sale.
Well, and
Yeah.
if you look on the client records, which is public record, you will still have their name, address, and that's all they're basically sharing. You know what I mean? And the purchase price. So
we can like a post or comment, but technically we are not supposed to post anything like that.
So could you comment on a realtor's post about their closing saying, hey, it was great to work with your customer?
I don't think so. If
You
they
could maybe
mentioned
double thumbs up for a
if they mentioned us, we'd probably be safe.
Okay, but no like automatic mention of yourself. Only they can.
yeah, I don't know if I would. Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Does anybody care?
No.
Yeah.
You don't care what client I close.
Well, me and Chad kind of joke about that all the time about social media. What do you see on social media the most in your feed? Realtors
Or insurance.
Sure.
or insurance people, right?
That's the two.
yeah.
Like, I don't care who you are. Especially, it's Facebook.
It's
But
Facebook.
Facebook knows everything.
It's full of it. It's full of this real estate agent, that real estate agent, and
I opened up an
Insurance.
Excel worksheet today that was old, and I'm converting it right to the new Excel spreadsheet. And 5 minutes later, I'm messaging this guy about a car on Facebook, and Facebook pops up a little ad at the bottom about, some app to help you with Excel spreadsheet.
Yes.
I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm on my work computer.
Yeah.
But it's all on the same network.
Yeah.
Facebook is getting it all off that
Yeah.
IP
know
address, and I'm
everything.
like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, I promise you, we're going to get ads for Tahoes and Yukons because, and maybe Miller
My
Lite.
God, Miller Lite's coming too.
Yeah, because we were talking about a Tahoe and a Yukon before this.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you, our phones will tell us.
That's good to know about the mortgage business and posting. I was always curious about that because of seeing real estate agents so much. Wondered why you guys were not doing it as much.
Yeah, because they work. I mean, it's hand in hand.
It is, yeah.
We're
That, the
rule
title
followers.
business.
We are rule followers. So, it's just like rates. We can't really, what's the point of posting a rate? Because I've got,
You're
my
not supposed to
disclosure-
post a rate, right?
My disclosure would be
There's so much.
larger than my rate.
Larger than the rate.
Yeah. Well, and then you have point buy down and all that
Yes.
kind of stuff, right?
It's just silly. It's
You could
absurd,
technically
so.
say that you could do a 4% rate today. Yeah, if the customer wants to spend $50,000 to buy it down.
You said it, we didn't.
And
Right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing. There's always a catch. You
Yes.
know? I mean, I had a client recently that I think it was, well, I won't say, but a national mortgage company was quoting some crazy rate online. He's like, "Oh, you can't match this." I said, "Man, go ahead and get everything from him." When
Yeah.
he got it, it was almost $30,000 in points. Mm-hmm. But they weren't advertising that.
Yep. I could
Shady
see
as can be.
national companies, I could see them doing that very heavily right now with so much equity in homes,
Yep.
yeah,
right?
Yep.
They have that to play with. So where do we think you guys are the mortgage guys? We kind of keep up with economics and rates too, but we know rates are a little bit higher or have been, but they've come down a little bit over the last week or two, right?
We're back up to a 2-week high today.
We're back up to a 2-week high today. You guys are looking at that every day, right? Maybe on the hour or twice a day.
and even get alerts on our phones when the market moves up or down, decently
Yeah.
significant. Yeah.
So where do we? Me personally, I think rates are still going to continue to go up a little bit because inflation is staying pretty high, right? It's still growing. What's your guys' thoughts? Same thing.
I don't definitely. You won't catch me on camera. They might go up, they might go down.
So you can't comment either way.
I wouldn't
Right.
feel comfortable because
Rates are going to rate.
they're gonna do what they do until
Rates
they
are
don't.
gonna rate.
You ain't gonna catch me on camera saying that.
Rates are going to rate.
Yeah, man, they can go up or down.
Well, I also think
They might
that's
stay the
big
same.
thing
They
is
could.
perspective, right? Like when you got in the mortgage business, right? What rates were we selling?
4.25, 4.5, I think.
And we got all the way up to what? I mean, if we did some crazy, we had 12.99, 14.99s
Yeah.
on our rate sheet for, Nina's, no
Sure.
docs, you
Yeah.
know.
4-unit property,
Yeah.
non-owner out. Yeah.
It wasn't anything for us to sell 6, 7, 8, 9s. I mean, we used to have a rep that came by our office. You got any loans you need to close in 24 hours? What's the rate? 999. Great, let's do it,
Yeah.
COVID really messed everybody up. And the COVID part is what has the market where it is right now. I don't think we will ever in our lifetime see those rates again.
See the 2.25.
But we might.
Yeah.
I never thought we would see that number.
Yeah.
Looking where we are, the market's been there many times, but when you had those COVID numbers that came in, it's got everybody's head messed up. And, I tell all my clients that I think when we settle back down, we'll play somewhere, and I'm talking about the long term, we'll settle somewhere, we'll play between the 4s and the 6s.
Yeah.
But this is my personal opinion, but if you watch the markets and the data that comes out that moves the markets that directly affect rates, you see the data that comes out, right? But then, which gets all the press and moves the market. But if you really watch the news, almost every part of sensitive data, market moving data that comes out, 2 weeks later, they revise that number. That gets zero press.
Yeah.
I actually, and I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I don't really believe half the numbers that come out anymore. I mean, back in our early days, we could tell clients. Noel and I talk about this all the time. I have a client call and, hey, we're buying a house, cool. Hey, I'm not gonna lock your rate today. We got ADP or something coming out next week. I know it's gonna hit where we need it to hit and the rate will get lower, okay? I just need you to trust me. If you want to lock today, cool. If not, we need to trust me. Now, heck no. I tell all clients, you better lock at what you got right now, okay? If the rate's lower, we'll try to float you down before closing, but you definitely don't want that high side. Because, I mean, the one thing about rates, if they go up, I mean, we've seen it shoot as high as 1.5 points in one day. Rates change that much in one day. But for them to come down, you've never just seen a gigantic drop off. I mean, even in COVID, it was pretty significant drops over a time period that got us to where we were. But, they can go up in a flash, but it takes time for them to come back down.
So you still have the ability to float a rate down once it's locked in originally?
Yes.
You still can do that. Okay.
Absolutely. Everybody has different terms for, as far as cost and limits and all that.
We just lock just to make sure we know our worst case. Hey, if you can live with this payment that I'm quoting right this minute, let's lock.
Yeah.
Okay, then we know that's our worst case.
Yeah.
And then if something happens and they drop significantly over the next,
Then we'll high five.
yeah, and then hey, we did it.
It's just not something to be greedy over at this time.
Because it can change.
Very
And then you're going to be pissed at me because
Well,
we didn't lock.
Yeah, you guys have had to, I guess, go against the grain on that your whole career on selling against a rate or selling a rate, right?
At times, I mean, I think most of our clients trust us to know that they're getting a good enough deal that they aren't worried about
But
it.
that's what they're
Sales.
shopping you against, right? If it's a new client, you haven't
For sure.
done anything with them before, you're kind of selling the rate, but you're also selling your brand, your customer service, right? The touch points.
Yes.
I'm
all those
selling a
things.
relationship.
The relationship.
You know?
And navigating them through reading small print on all the amazing rates that they've seen online.
Yeah. It's an education process.
So what website is that? Forward it to me. Okay, now scroll down here. You see those 2 asterisks? Okay, now read right there. Yeah, that's with 2.5 discount points. So
Yeah.
I had somebody I talked to this morning that said National Bank was giving them a 6.875. I said, great, I'm at 6.875. Pulled up that National Bank's numbers. Oh, they're charging you almost a full point for that rate, and I'm free. So, got to read the small print.
Yeah. Do you want to pay an extra $5,000 or?
Exactly. If you do, cool. And you'll probably miss closing, but,
What do you guys think about the Nashville market versus other markets in the U.S.? Is it one of the hottest still
Yes.
post-COVID?
For sure. And I'll tell you, Knoxville is another one, and Chattanooga.
Tri-Cities area too, like
Bristol,
Johnson City, Bristol, that area.
It's starting to boom.
That's what I thought.
It's not Chattanooga level.
It's not
or
Chattanooga,
Knoxville,
but yeah.
It might be. But Nashville's been people are just, for the rate that people are moving in, and the larger companies, Oracle for one, that was big news. And then, out here in Gallatin, even for Facebook and Beretta. I mean, Gallatin's another one.
Yeah.
Great mayor and bringing in businesses and doing it right. And it's staying consistent because the South's a great place. For the most part, we got 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people are friendly.
When you say Four Seasons, are you speaking of the Four Seasons Hotel?
We also do have the Four Seasons.
There's
Hotel.
probably a Four Seasons somewhere.
Yeah,
There is downtown. Yeah.
I don't know that the Four Seasons is what the Four Seasons once was.
Oh, let me tell you what. For those prices of those Four Seasons condos,
Yeah.
their low grade's almost $2.5 million.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's the top level of the,
No, sir.
no?
They have.
Well,
them
I'm saying like they got like 10 stories that are condos, right?
no,
or more?
even more than that.
Okay.
But it's $2.5 million on the bottom grade.
Okay.
They have them actually ranked by the prices.
Got
It's out of my price range
So,
Yeah.
so out of those markets,
for a condo.
Yeah.
especially.
$20,000 a month house payment. It's,
Yeah.
no worries.
and they're not capable of being Airbnb probably either.
That is correct.
Okay.
But they do have a doorman that makes you feel really special
I bet
every
they
day.
do.
You know,
By God,
I
they're
got
better.
a door dog.
Yeah.
You know,
that's some Sumner County stuff.
I
right
feel
there.
so special when I walk in.
What's the best investment market you think out of those ones you mentioned? Is it still Nashville, or should you look at Chattanooga, Knoxville?
Nashville's kind of the most reliable. You still got, Knoxville that it's a college town as well.
Yeah,
And with the
fickle
way
there. Yeah.
the
Knoxville's
UT
always
sports-
going to be what it is,
Exactly.
right?
And they're knocking down businesses to put in residences.
Yes.
Are they
So-
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on
There's
the,
a shortage.
on the strip. They're doing major construction in Knoxville. Like they took out all that row of restaurants beside Taco Bell.
What's the copper?
Copper Cellar's
Copper Cellar's gone.
We ate there the last night.
Is it really gone?
Yeah.
Going. If it's not gone today, it's
It's
gone.
gone.
It was gone. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gone. We were having dinner there last year, and
Yeah.
November.
our waitress told us this is the last week.
Yeah.
So with Knoxville having a big boost in athletics, which they are, right? Baseball, football's coming back.
It's an everything school, Jason.
It's Chad's a big UT fan. So, but with that being said, is that going to attract more students? Meaning,
Actually, are you not a big UT fan? Because I did notice the UT trailer hitch cover. Are you just posing?
no, I'm kind of posing this to.
He's posing.
I'm kind of giving Chad his intro here to talk about UT a little bit, but
Do I think it directly correlates with students?
well, my thought is I think the student body, the energy, everything in Knoxville is going to grow. Right?
I think the proof is at the University of Alabama. You watch
Yes.
you look at the enrollment prior to Nick Saban was at all-time lows. And
right.
Or how about Alabama fans?
yeah, well, you
In general,
let
yeah.
Alabama win one game and they got 100 new fans.
But I mean,
but yes.
look at all these younger kids that grew up during that era that are Alabama fans.
And they want to go to Alabama.
Yeah.
I think it is a direct correlation.
My point there is, I think, and my opinion is, I think Knoxville could be the hottest investment market.
It
in
could
Tennessee.
be. It could be, yeah.
Because of the way Tennessee athletics is going, the way the university is going.
I think at any level, you let any college, and especially college, Knoxville can be a little bit different because it's not just a college town, but and Tuscaloosa is not either. But you go to some places that it's just a college town, and you let a college have success, like national championship type success, like a Clemson or think about some of those. You can watch enrollment skyrocket.
So does the Knoxville real estate market feel a boom from all the NIL contracts and all the money these kids are going to have?
I don't know that. I mean, do you think that I don't know that the kids at that maybe
If they're smart, they buy investment properties,
smart.
right? They buy something.
Noel and I were at a game last week and 2 weeks ago, and I looked at the players' parking lot.
they're rolling up in Lambos.
Man, I didn't see any Lambos, but I saw a brand new Hummer get smacked by a foul ball in the players' parking lot. And
Yeah.
I'm like, but it was Benz.
Yeah.
I saw where one of the football players, a dealership in Knoxville, part of the NIL was they gave him a custom Raptor R that had like Tennessee orange seats and all
That's
this stuff.
awesome.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
we've talked about NIL a little bit on here, and it's a little off topic, but if they have good advisors around them, they should be investing in real estate, investing in something other than just Hummers and Raptor R's. But
I think the investment strategy is getting better. To your point, I was talking to another guy in Kentucky this past weekend, and is the NIL going down to the high school level or?
Yeah, it's already here in Tennessee.
That's what I was thinking. So I was having a conversation with a guy, and he said, "Hey, it's between you and another school, but if you throw in a Dodge Charger, you got me, right?"
I mean, you can do that at private schools. You just can't do it at public schools.
Right. And that's what it was. It was a private school.
Years.
Yeah. I mean, it's been happening at public schools,
Probably.
but it can happen at a private school.
Yeah.
And, families don't just want, they know that the money's there. So maybe they don't just want tuition.
I like it because it's taking some of the dirtiness out of it.
I mean,
because it was dirty and there were so many hands getting lined. Some kid might be getting $50,000 to come.
Yes.
But by the time the kid and the parents get it, it's 10.
You know what I think?
Because it's filtered through all these hands.
I think the thing that always comes up to me when I think NIL and I don't know if there's a happy medium. We've opened Pandora's box now at this point, so it's like whatever. But I always the two players that come to mind, I guess it's probably part of our age, but Johnny Manziel and Reggie Bush. And I look at those two guys, and I'm like, Johnny Manziel for sure. Nobody knew who Texas A&M football was until that dude set foot on campus. And that dude got chastised and raked over the coals because he took a little bit of money for signing some autographs.
Man, he was a baller, though.
And I'm like, nobody was going to Texas A&M games prior.
No.
The university was able to expand the stadium to one of the largest in the SEC because of that dude. So
maybe they got in the SEC because of Johnny Manziel.
I'm like, dude, that guy should have got some money.
Yep.
Then they take poor Reggie Bush's Heisman away. I'm like, how many of those Heisman Trophy winners got money?
All of them but Tebow.
Or maybe they should take Woodson's.
You say that because you're a Florida fan?
Praise Jesus.
This is true. He's
the honest guy.
Yeah, Tebow didn't get
Tebow didn't get any money.
He was circumcising babies off in the islands somewhere. Listen, Tebow is the 13th disciple.
Doing the Lord's work.
He's over there doing the Lord's work. Needed no money.
That's right.
Needed no money.
Yeah. He lives on love, man.
Tebow got his blessings.
So what we talked about the markets a little bit. What selling and buying strategies right now? I know you guys probably work with some investors and stuff. Is there a certain selling and buying strategy right now that you guys would recommend from a mortgage standpoint, not on a rock, or is it still buying in Nashville still the right move, or looking elsewhere in other markets like Florida? I don't know if you guys do loans in Florida too.
We do them all over.
Okay. What's the hot buying and selling strategy right now? Any advice there for our listeners?
Man, if you're looking to make 2-3 times your money in Nashville, you're just going to have to really get lucky and figure out where the next hot spot is.
The next hot spot, the next hot spot neighborhood.
I mean, we have friends and clients that, bought parts of Nashville that
nobody wanted.
I remember going down as a kid, and they just one by one turned, homes that used to be worth 30, 40, 50 grand and turned them into, properties that are $1 million a piece. And they've built out complete neighborhoods.
Well, I mean, look at East Nashville. I mean, that's the prime.
That is the best example of anything.
Yeah. I mean, all that, and right now there's a big move over on Trinity Lane trying to build that up, which, when we grew up, whoever thought,
we didn't want to go to Trinity Lane.
Yeah, you would be on Trinity Lane buying $1 million house.
Yeah.
What in the world?
With a view of downtown, right? A lot of those do.
And I mean, the rooftops and the tall and skinnies. Whoever thought that was happening in Nashville? And now it's the
Nashville
newest
looks
and
like San
greatest.
Francisco.
Yeah,
man.
It's so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We went
I
to.
can't stand the tall and skinnies personally.
It's so odd.
Really?
You know,
I don't like them.
man. It's a city thing.
I know it's a necessary thing.
Yeah, it's a necessary.
Do we think
I mean,
tall and skinnies will come out to the suburbs eventually?
Yeah, man, because
at some point?
I think they will, like Hendersonville, like old Hendersonville, and
Yeah.
some of those
Well,
old
Gallatin's
neighborhoods.
Gallatin's wanting to put like a hotel downtown now.
Really, I haven't even heard that one.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
weird. Wanting to put like a hotel condo.
Oh, where City Hall's at?
Yeah.
imagine how great that would be. You know,
Really?
if you're just a small, you know,
City Hall.
Because
The old
City Hall, they built the, they opened up the new one.
Yeah.
New courthouse,
Yeah.
Taj Mahal courthouse
Yeah.
downtown. I don't know. I'm mixed emotions about it because like Lebanon has a real square. Gallatin doesn't have a real square. So traffic there is already kind of a nightmare
Yeah, for sure.
to go on the square in Gallatin. And we have it's a really cool downtown, but the way I don't know, it would have to be a complete traffic rerouting. I always try to like not be completely negative about something unless I have a,
Well, Sumner County has
Solution.
a big time traffic problem. I mean, guys, it takes me, our office is right smack dab in the middle of Green Hills.
yeah.
And if I leave anywhere between 6 and 8 to go to Nashville, it takes me longer to get to 65 than it does 65
Yeah.
to my office.
What part of town do you live in, John?
Right off of Greenlee,
Okay.
right off that exit.
Yeah.
So it takes forever. I mean, Noel and I, it's nothing for us to, typically we leave the house every morning about between 4 and 5,
Yeah.
just so we don't have any traffic.
Yeah.
Are you guys still a work in the office every day kind of industry, or are you guys working remote?
Except,
coming back.
yeah, at the end of the week, we usually Thursdays and Fridays kind of fill it out. But
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, we definitely like getting in the
That's
office.
a requirement, or just no?
we're-
Just mentality of you guys.
Yeah,
Got to
like,
get out of the house.
Yeah.
Got to
Yeah.
change environments.
our role is to, be in people's faces and
Keep it
rubbing
going.
elbows and, just hanging out with people and just establishing relationships. You can't do that if you're locked and chained to your desk
Yeah.
5 days a week. Just doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
So, just kind of do what we do.
If you want to experience real traffic in Gallatin, 4 o'clock this afternoon,
Go to 109.
Highway 31,
Oh, I'm
go
sure.
to the country club.
I'm sure.
I live on that part of town.
Yeah.
If anybody is listening, we need a bridge for everybody going to Westmoreland
Yeah.
to go to Westmoreland because
And that's
it is
Westmoreland, boom.
That is a dangerous road.
31E. No, you ought to drive it. It is like.
Are you
bumper
saying
to
it's
bumper.
worse than Vietnam Vets into 109 area?
It's 2 lanes.
It's identical.
Identical. Okay.
It is from 109 coming into Gallatin, or Vietnam Vet 386 coming into Gallatin. Highway 31E, the 2 lanes from Municipal Park to the Country Club or past the Country Club Airport Road is like I avoid it like the plague.
Oh,
And guys, it's not going to get any better.
No.
Because if you want to buy
That's where it needs to be
land
built, like-
reasonable
Yeah.
in Sumner County,
Westmoreland.
you have to go to Westmoreland. You got to, Portland's even getting a little crazy. I'd say Portland's more expensive than Westmoreland,
Yeah.
but
it's got a casino.
it's
does.
crazy because Gallatin, Hendersonville, and Cottontown, they're already, the price for just 5 acres is, if it's buildable.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that we consider
Ridiculous.
Cottontown like its own thing now?
yeah.
Like
Isn't
growing
it
up,
amazing that like Cottontown now is like where you go build a really nice house?
Yeah.
It is.
And have like an estate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-10 acres, right?
Yeah, who could have predicted that?
right?
I mean,
It's nuts.
like growing up, you blinked and you were,
Yeah.
oh, there was Cottontown.
For sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you guys work with first-time home buyers as well, right?
Yeah.
It's a big part of your business. Investors as well. Home buying tips. Anything you guys recommend, let's say for the first-time home buyer? We talked about debt to income ratio a little bit with buying the cars and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Don't go get a loan while you're trying to buy your first house, right? That's key.
By
been
getting a
stable.
loan, you mean don't go
buy a car, right?
don't
While you're
finance a couch.
Please
buy-
don't.
Exactly. Don't get the credit card when you go to get your appliances.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, is just have everything in order. That I see a lot with the younger generation of they just got money everywhere.
Is that a big difference in the younger generation versus us? You're saying
As in,
money everywhere, as in they got 5 different credit cards and
well, not necessarily credit cards, but definitely bank accounts. Some of these online banks. I mean, you'd be shocked. The younger generation, if you tell them, hey, you need to write an earnest money check. Well, I don't have checks. So then we're getting.
you take Venmo.
Then, exactly right. So then
It's coming, I'm sure.
We've seen it from the most common is, well, mom and dad wrote my earnest money check. Oh well, we're getting into a whole nother world now.
It needs to
Now-
come from you, right?
Now I get in mom and daddy's business. We've also seen where the real estate agent writes the earnest money check, and maybe they're Venmoing the real estate agent.
Really?
I mean, we see all types of stuff, and then
But you're not saying, hey, is your mom or dad going to be on this loan?
Probably see it.
To be honest with you, with the younger generation, we see more of mom and dad co-signing.
That's what I was wondering.
Not so much gifts anymore, but they due to affordability.
Yeah. Mom and dad putting their credit out there.
Mom and dad have to co-sign. Which usually makes it easier on us because we go path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Go get the best rate then.
We use mom and dad's
Debt to income ratio is
income.
better, right?
Yep, we won't even give the
Rates better?
child. We won't even give them a job on the application. Rates, it just really depends because we still have to go off the lowest mid score of
Yeah.
all borrowers. So
Unlike an auto loan where you can use the higher score.
right,
But if I'm a 20-year-old or 22-year-old buying my first house and my mom or dad co-signs, they're on the title with me. They own the house.
that's right.
Yeah.
I own the house too.
Mm-hmm.
They own the house too.
Everybody owns
Equal
the house.
rights.
Everybody owns
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Clean
If you
your
miss
room
that
up.
mortgage payment,
Everybody's
it affects
credit's
every
screwed.
single person.
Better clean your room.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mama still owns your house. Brush your teeth.
Well, and I think we see more than young kids in their 20s or 21 buying their first house
Right
It's-
after college.
Now it is more parents saying, "Well, instead of me paying absurd amount of rent,
Yeah.
we're just going to buy something."
Yeah.
And then we counsel really the parents more because, hey, so your child's going to live there? You're sure? 100%. Yes. Great. Well, why wouldn't we just put your child as the primary borrower and we'll let you be the non-occupied co-borrower? You're going to get a better rate, number one, and you can do a lot less down payment if you want.
Yeah.
And a lot of families don't know that because there is no more kiddie condo loans, which those were kind of a myth back in the day. Some did them, some didn't, where a parent could buy a investment property for their child supposedly and
Yeah.
treat it as a primary, but that doesn't exist anymore. So that's what we really see the most of with the young kids, is parents doing that. I would call first-time home buyer age now
30.
late, really? Late
Is it
20s,
really?
Late 20s.
So parents are looking at it from helping the kid, but maybe an investment standpoint too.
Absolutely.
I'm going to buy this house,
Because,
have
I
it
mean-
as a write-off. They're just going to pay me rent.
I mean, we
and
should probably be buying houses right now for our kids in Sumner County because they won't be able to afford them.
That is true.
Right.
Because, think about it too. When we grew up, 18 was the number,
Yeah.
and you're an adult.
Yeah, get out of the house. You're 18.
Now let's really think about it. The new 18 is 25
Yeah.
because they could stay on mom and dad's insurance till then, so.
Yeah.
It's,
I
the
hope my kids
progression
aren't-
is slow.
I hope my kids
for
aren't
sure.
listening.
Well, that all goes back to people are living longer now
they're
too,
already
right?
talking about that.
That's
Hand in
right.
hand.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, y'all better get out.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Get out of my tab.
Got to
So-
get them off the payroll.
So 20 years working together, another 20 years for your future?
No. Our future together,
Yeah.
yes.
But working in general. How many more
Yes.
years you got, John?
It did in the last couple of years have a slight increase due to some bad
Investment advice?
investment advice. Not calling anybody out.
I like how he looked at the camera.
Yeah,
You know who you are.
Make sure you zoom in on that. But I did make my own decisions. I don't know what. I think we've got maybe 10 years left in us
Of this.
of
Yeah, yeah.
this, and then we'll get the next generation or the next phase of what we're going to do, which we have some ideas.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever
Quit.
just
Quit
not work.
this. Yeah, I agree with that.
You know?
You're always going to do something, I think.
I tried that
gonna mow yards.
retired thing, and it's boring.
You're
would
going
love
to
it.
be the beach guy, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I always wanted to do.
The beach umbrellas and the
Yeah.
chairs?
Yes.
That'd be as
I don't think I look the same as I did when I really wanted to do it. Like I wanted to do that in like my late teens, early 20s. Be the guy that went out and set up the umbrellas and rented jet skis and
I
never wore
heard
shoes.
a gray beard has the same effect as a six pack.
I love that. Hey, useless information today.
Wait a minute.
Right?
You actually heard that, or are you telling yourself
I'm
that?
pretty sure I heard it.
From
Think. I think I heard it. Yeah, I think I
Okay.
heard it.
It's a
Somebody
Noelism?
said it somewhere.
I'm going with it because
Yeah.
I resemble that
Yeah.
at this point. Like, so I'm gonna.
Hey, I like that, man.
Well, and
I
also
like it.
you have to have a solid drill to drill out those holes for the umbrella too. You know, you can't have the six pack and the gray beard and
Yeah,
come out.
it's a
with
little
like,
less of a manual operation.
you
now.
can't come
It's-
out with a Black and Decker.
No.
you know, you got to come out with a full on DeWalt with
Yes.
Yeah,
like a
with the battery
holster.
pack.
like a holster. I'm gonna.
extra battery pack storage.
I would love it. I have my sun hat on. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that job is definitely not for high calorie humans. Like, you know what I'm
No,
saying? Like myself.
yeah, you got to be like. I mean, you see them now. You go to, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, 30A, and those dudes are out there putting their umbrellas in and they're hustling.
Having a
and I'm
blast.
like,
Hustling.
I don't think I still have that hustle in me. So it's more about quality than quantity of umbrellas put up at this point. Mm-hmm. But I'd still love it.
Did you say quality
Yeah.
of the umbrella?
Yeah. It's like you're doing a really good job. You're putting nice
These are
chairs.
windproof. I'm gonna put this in there so deep
so good.
that it is not coming
You're
out.
working for a $20 tip on every umbrella.
Yeah. So you're not just hustling. Pow, pow. You got.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, you want to move to the podium?
Let's do it.
Okay. Hey, guys, every week we go to the podium where we rank a top 3 of something, right? So we're going to go 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
So start with number 3, right? All the way down to number 1, what your top is. This week, since we're coming up on Memorial Day weekend, we're going to go top 3 favorite grilling food,
Yeah.
right? For the backyard barbecue.
Or things to cook outside.
Things to cook outside.
Doesn't have to
Okay.
be on a grill. Doesn't have to be on a smoker. Just think about summer, Memorial Day weekend. We got a big weekend coming up. I'm a motorsports fan. We have the Indy 500. We have the Coke 600 Monaco, but I don't care anything about Formula One.
True Sumner County right there.
Yeah, man. So it's an important Sunday for me to go cook something outside and
Yeah.
watch Kyle Larson win the Indy 500. I hope that I just spoke that into fruition. And then
Put some money on it.
I probably will. But so
Do you want to tell us which app you're going to be using and try to get a little plug in? or-
DraftKings.
DraftKings.
typically DraftKings is the one that I like. It used to let you parlay. It shut me down. So if y'all can download DraftKings and it lets you parlay NASCAR picks, then
It won't let you parlay them anymore?
it will not let me parlay them anymore.
Did
Like
you win
win
too
play
many?
show?
Like, so you used to be able to,
They cut him off
now
because
we're
he won too
gambling.
much money.
No,
Are you serious?
no.
That's awesome.
So you
I
used
wish
to,
they'd do that to me, but I'd have to win first.
you used to be able to parlay picks. You could pick, you would have to pick a guy that's going to finish in the top five,
So just like horse racing.
top 3, and the winner. And you could parlay that, but it's completely gone off the app now. So
Well, maybe it's not just you.
I hope not. I have a friend, a summer baseball friend, that he is a lot better NASCAR better gambler than I am, and they did shut him down.
Really?
DraftKings closed his account. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, because he was really good at it. So
let's go top 3 around the horn.
top 3. We always start with our guests. So
John,
Noel,
John, what's your favorite?
John.
What's your 3?
Top 3, start with number 3.
you're going to give your third. Noel's going to give his third. I'm going to give my third. Jason. Then we'll go 2, 2, 2, 2.
Okay. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
My number 3, and I'm going to go old school too, would be some good old school Terry's Market.
We went to Terry's Grocery.
Oh, I love that.
Terry's Grocery.
Smoked pork chops on it.
Smoked pork
I knew
chops.
it.
Yes, sir.
That's a good one. Woo. Hey, Morse can get smoked pork chops now, and they are fire.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like everything Morris has put out.
Holloman Farms, smoked pork chops.
Okay.
I wish we were getting this episode out for Memorial Day. We won't. Yeah.
And I like, what do they call it? The poor man ribeye?
Oh, it's Chuck Eyes.
Oh,
Yeah. If people are sleeping on Chuck Eyes right now, Chuck Eyes is the way to go.
it was great.
It's the best of a ribeye. It's
I
the
agree.
best part of the ribeye.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that the fatty part?
Yeah, it's like it's the cap. It's the eye
Yeah,
of the ribeye.
yeah. Oh,
Oh,
so
it's so good.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you got for number 3, Noel?
Number 3, ribs. And, they would
Pork
be number
ribs.
1, pork
Baby
ribs for
backs.
sure. They would be number 1, but the effort that it takes, 3. That's number 3.
Yeah.
for me.
Are you using a coal smoker? Are you doing pellet grill?
I've got a pellet.
Okay.
There's
Hey,
no
nothing wrong
shame
with
in
that.
that.
I'm not afraid to admit it. It's the people, the
Yeah.
other people that are
People might judge us.
You don't know how to cook. Okay.
Well, those people must have more time on their hands.
Yeah.
Because there's some definite advantages to pellet grill and
Agree.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Pro pellet.
I like that number 3.
What
What
about
do you
you,
got,
Chad?
Chad?
So I'm my third overall. This is so hard because I absolutely love to grill and cook outside. My third overall, because my 1 and 2 are to me are reign supreme. It's burgers. It is, and not Blackstone smash burgers. It is really good, high quality, thick, half-pound Holloman Farms beef on the
You're not smashing them down. Regular grill.
on the on the Kamado Joe,
Okay.
and they're superb.
Okay.
That's what I'm going number 3.
Nice. I'm going to go a little different, guys. For number 3, for me, I'm going to go hibachi.
Okay,
So
it's a lot
On
of
the
effort.
Blackstone.
on the Blackstone,
It's
yeah.
a lot of effort. You have
It
a sous
is.
chef.
That's why it's number 3.
Okay,
I love hibachi, but dude, going back and forth with all the supplies,
yeah.
you almost have to have a running man or
You
somebody
got to
to
have
go
a
back and
sous
forth.
chef. Yeah.
Yeah. But
What's your best Blackstone trick? I mean, are you doing egg tosses? Are you doing the volcano? You doing the heartbeat?
Shotgun a
The
Miller Lite.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, which one?
I'm probably going with the onion volcano.
Onion volcano.
You don't
yeah.
have the little guy that his pants come off and he squirts the water.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
You got that one?
Yeah.
I don't. I need that.
Yeah, you need that. You need that guy.
Hey, if you're looking for a gift for me, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I like that.
You just,
It's a good idea.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's my number 3. What's your number 2, John?
My number 2, I'm gonna go with just the old staple. I'm gonna go with the steak.
Yeah. What's your this is a lot of people judge us on this one too. If you got to order a steak, what are you ordering or what are you cooking? What cut and how you want it cooked?
Well, it's really gonna depend on my mood. I usually will go with a strip.
Okay. Yeah.
I will order it medium rare plus. If you look at me weird when I order that, then I'm highly consider not even ordering the steak.
Yeah.
But then I'll order it medium rare.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to go number 2 is going to be a burger for me. And I think I'm over cooking it directly on the grill slots and no smash burgers for me, but I will be taking the cast iron and putting it on the grill just so I'm outside.
Yeah.
And then just, basting it in the garlic butter.
I dig
Let it
it.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Number two, I love a burger. Like a burger to me, a good cheeseburger to me is like as good as it comes. It's like, I love a good cheeseburger.
What kind of cheese are you putting on it?
But didn't you just go cheeseburger or burger?
Yeah. I'm not going. That's not my
Okay.
It's a segue.
I was just,
Okay.
I was still with Noel on the cheeseburger because
Okay.
it is lunchtime
Yes.
and now I'm getting hungry.
Yes.
I really like a Colby Jack or something like that, but man, like good deli American cheese is all, there's something about that on a cheeseburger that's just right.
Just melts right.
It feels right. So sorry, anybody that's telling me that that's not healthy or whatever. Neither is everything else. Neither is everything else that we're eating. So,
That's right.
number two for me would be a shrimp bowl or seafood bowl.
Oh.
Yeah. That's number two. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Shrimp only? Crawfish?
Probably. I'm not anti crawfish. I like crawfish, but
Those brains taste so good.
they're just kind of a pain in the butt versus shrimp. It's like the taste to me is very similar. So it's like the, extra jumbo shrimp are a whole lot more bang for my buck,
Yeah.
So I would do shrimp. Rarely do I put crab legs in them. Most of the time it's shrimp, corn, new potatoes, and Kaneki sausage. Very specific.
Kaneki sauce.
Kaneki sausage is the way to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I know what that is.
We're going to find out.
Kaneki is a smoked sausage out of Alabama that, in my opinion, is the best smoked sausage for anything like that. It's even really good on the
Spicy?
grill. You can get one that's more spicy, but it's right.
You ever had boudin?
Yeah. I
I
love
love
boudin.
some boudin.
I love boudin. We'll have to do a bowl and do some-
Absolutely.
yeah.
We should do a bowl.
That's
We should do one here.
yeah. I mean,
there we
should.
honestly, we could do it for lunch.
We should on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And then invite
Yeah.
the mortgage guys over.
We can make it happen. But yeah, I would do that would be my pick.
Okay.
Sipping a beer and while that's going, it feels right.
For me, for number two, I'm gonna have to go with a really good cut of ribeye and crusted. Like the right seasoning, the pepper seasoning, and just get a good crust bark on it. And I'm gonna eat it medium rare to medium.
Yeah.
And that's my number
That's
two.
number two.
That's my number two.
Yeah.
Are you cooking that on charcoal or gas?
Either.
Oh.
But I would prefer charcoal. But am I going to wait for the charcoal? I don't know.
I've got the trick on the Joe. Like
I think you can get a little better crust
yeah.
on the charcoal when it's burning hot.
Yeah.
I do.
You got to use those starters, man. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't use those.
Man, I've got a. It looks like a curling iron almost. It's kind of like the look that it's got.
Oh, that you stick in there?
Man, you put that thing in there, and it's got my Joe is ready to cook. I mean, it probably takes me 10 minutes more than it takes somebody with a gas grill to get it up to temp. And I'm like, I will never use a regular gas grill because the Joe is.
And then it's hot for 16 hours later.
As long as I want to keep putting charcoal in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my number two. John, what do you got for number one, man?
one.
Brisket, smoked brisket.
He's a brisket man.
Oh,
Man,
I
I love some good smoked brisket. Don't overcook it, though.
I do too.
He's
So
a brisket
good.
man.
Don't
Jason
overcook it.
Jason loves brisket.
I love some brisket.
Yeah.
It's hard to find good brisket.
It is very hard.
Especially
People overcook
here.
it too much.
Yep,
I don't like it.
Texas is brisket country for sure.
it is.
Yeah.
So you're John, you're cooking the brisket yourself.
Smoking.
You're smoking it. What's your preferred smoking device?
My smoking device.
Like, are you using a green egg? Or are you using a pellet smoker or
First
traditional?
off, I'm from Sumner County. Okay, I just got a good old pellet grill from Lowe's that I've had for a couple of years.
And it's
Worked
kicking.
out real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand the green egg stuff and
Okay.
all the. You know, my pellet grill does not
Make it
have
easy.
a remote where I can look at. You know,
Yeah.
got to go out there and check it
You
yourself.
got to look at it every now and then.
Set a timer. You know, pull it out, check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I dig that.
I like
Which
it.
I've only, let's just be honest, I've only smoked a brisket twice in my life.
Okay.
Usually I have friends that do it a lot better, that are kind enough to do it
And you
for
love to
me.
eat it.
This would be one of them.
Okay.
I love brisket, and not on Memorial Day weekend, but I think Thanksgiving at our house we do brisket now because everybody's kind of over
Over turkey.
the ham and
Yeah.
the turkey. My brother-in-law does a turkey,
Yeah.
deep fried. It's great, but I think we're on the brisket there. For Memorial Day, number one for me is always just the classic Hebrew national hot dog.
I love it.
Okay. I was
And
wondering
cook
who
it.
was going hot dog number one.
Cook it.
Yes.
Cook it. I want it splintered.
Yeah.
You want
it to bust open.
I do. Bust
Yeah.
it
Oozing.
open. Like, just do it.
One of my
Bust it.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
I get to. I've mentioned John Park on this way too many times, but John and one of our favorite meals at Duck Camp is chili dog night.
Love chili dogs.
It is like it's one of our favorite. Like everybody will roll. The other members will roll their eyes when we're like chili dog night. You know, it's like it's so exciting to know. So I appreciate your number one.
I'm simple.
Yeah,
And no chili, cheese, just
Not a Memorial Day. I just straight
mustard?
mustard.
Yeah, straight mustard.
relish.
Not even spicy mustard, just straight old yellow.
I like yellow. Just give
Yeah.
it to me. But
No,
if I'm
and
doing the bun,
Yeah,
give me the good bun.
yeah.
So you
Noel
aren't
and
like JD and put some mayonnaise on the. No,
who puts mayonnaise on a hot dog?
he really
doesn't.
doesn't. But
Okay.
he hates mayonnaise.
Hates
so.
mayonnaise.
Okay, I was about to say that person needs to be imprisoned.
I've seen people put. You ever seen somebody dip their French fries in mayonnaise?
I do.
I have, yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
really?
Mayonnaise and ketchup.
Yep, mix it together, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm
Hey.
not a mayonnaise person
Isn't
either.
that a
Just so
lot
you
of
know.
people's secret sauce?
Yeah, most sauces
Yeah.
are mayonnaise and ketchup and spice.
Mayonnaise based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Noel's eating the hot dog au naturel.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the bun, though.
With the bun.
And hands.
Glizzy.
I'm not just,
It's not just
I'm a glizzy gobbler.
Oh, what do you got man, for number one?
number one overall is the star of the show. It's a steak, and it's gonna be a thick ribeye or a fillet. It's hard to go.
That's a
wrong.
toss up for me too on those.
Yeah, I don't. If I got to pick a meal to cook outside, that's going to be one of those. And it does say it's meal, right, or thing to cook.
Yeah.
We might char grill some oysters with them
There you go.
and put that
Where are you going to get your oysters?
Cajun
at?
butter. Man, you can actually go to Kroger Marketplace and have them day shipped. You can get on their
What?
shipment. Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir. You can go to the Noel just
Yeah.
My wheels are turning right now.
yeah. You can. So we've done it where you just go and when they're ordering oysters, they order you oysters, and you just tell them when you want them, and they have them shipped in, ready to go from the Gulf. And I mean, you got to shuck them, but you know that's part of the fun. It's so funny. We've got a creek behind our house, and I have a Labrador, and we had a big oyster cooking one night, and everybody's hanging out and shucking oysters and all this. Well, I don't think any oyster shell ended up in a trash can. They all ended up in the creek. So for months, sorry if anybody's like a stream study guy.
EPA.
Yeah, EPA. Sorry, we put oysters in them. It was just shells.
You're bringing all these other
Yeah.
organisms
Yes.
into our creek.
Yeah.
For months upon months after the lab would come up and he would be like, look what I got. And he's got oysters, an oyster bringing it around and like, hey, look, I found your oysters as you threw in the creek. So
That's awesome.
That's awesome,
yeah,
man. That's a good pick.
That
And
would
what
be
creek is it that you live on? I'm just.
Bledsoe.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, guys, for number one for me, it's got to be the classic burger.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go not your standard grilled burger.
Smash it.
I'm gonna smash it. I'm gonna go double patty. I'm gonna go grilled onions, and I'm gonna go cheddar cheese.
Okay.
I'm with you on the cheddar cheese.
Okay, so double smash grilled onions, cheddar cheese. You cannot beat that on a Blackstone.
Where are you buying lunch?
I mean, I feel like having a smash burger right now.
Let's do it.
I feel like you're using this Blackstone a whole lot.
Yeah.
I do, man,
like
because
the
I have it
Blackstone,
down
don't you?
here and it's
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah.
So
The cleanup is the worst.
the cleanup's
It
the worst.
is.
You got to do the cleanup immediately after
Yep.
you cook, which means unless you're eating while you cook, you're eating last.
Yeah. That is.
Which I don't have a problem with that. But you gotta clean it while it's warm.
That's probably my biggest hate for the Blackstone is there's a lot of cleanup involved. If you want to sit down and eat the meal with everybody, then you get your belly full and you're like, oh, now I gotta go clean that. Like that's been
That's
my
part
gripe.
of it, though,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
Maybe when we get so well off, we can have a Blackstone guy.
Damn.
I don't even think you have to be that well off. I mean, I know when
just
I
make one
was
of your kids do it.
20-something, young 20s, I'd come cook on your Blackstone for $100.
Well, no,
I'm good to cook on it. I just don't want to clean it.
that's
There you
it.
go.
I don't mind cooking
Yeah.
on it. I just want to clean it up.
maybe there's a new business to be had.
Blackstone
Blackstone guy
Yeah.
that cleans.
Have anybody here, have any of y'all ever used a grill mat?
You mean a grill cleaning mat?
No, a grill mat
Like the copper things?
Oh, the bottom base thing?
where it just goes right over the grate. Yeah. Let me tell you guys,
Oh, I
I
haven't
learned
used
this
it.
when I lived in Florida for a while, that I had a guy, we'd been out mahi-mahi fishing, caught a bunch of mahi-mahi, come in. He's like, oh, we're going to grill these up. And I'm thinking, how the hell is he going to grill this mahi-mahi? Pulls out this grill mat, puts it on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Now, my question is,
It's a silicone top, right?
it is. And I actually like using them for steaks because you can control, especially if you're doing chicken or something, you can control the burn, the heat while you're cooking it, get your temperature, pull it off that mat, get your char going. But I wonder if they have grill mats for those now. I don't know. For your Blackstones. It'd be
I think they
something.
do.
I have a silicone cover to put on after I
My,
clean it.
my only concern about that is what chemicals
What
is
kind of
that
poison am I putting?
poison am I
That's
putting in my
what,
food?
yeah. You're heating up.
You know what I mean?
It's not worse than the poison that's in your food.
You're just doubling it up, maybe.
Unless you know where your meat's coming from and you're buying
That's
from
true.
Morris.
That's
That's
true.
it. You know,
That's true.
I mean, any other meat, who knows?
I'm trying to decide what Morris is going to owe us for all this advertising.
Maybe, how about a free steak?
We probably
Or a pork chop, smoked pork chop.
we could probably make that happen.
Yes.
Pork chops.
And we have 2 friendship alumni here.
Tell
Yeah.
them we can
You know,
post
is
it
it-
out too, right? We can let everybody know what we're grilling and
Yeah.
how good
We
it
can do
was.
that.
Yeah,
Little taste test.
Have them sponsor a NexGen cookout.
that's it.
Ooh, there we go.
And
Yeah, he does all the. If anybody wants,
Farmington can help in the bit too,
No
right?
such thing.
yeah.
No such thing.
Hey, if anybody wants good ballpark food, high school ballpark food, he does donate the beef, or they use the beef at Friendship baseball home games.
Okay,
Really?
Good burgers at Friendship baseball home games.
that's good to know.
Yeah, old Holloman's in there.
Well, I think that concludes our episode today, gentlemen. Again, Noel, John, thank you both for being
yeah,
on.
thank you,
man.
guys.
Glad to be
This was
here.
a fun
Good to
one.
catch up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Follow these guys, right? Where can they follow you?
I have no clue.
It's on Facebook.
I don't know how to do it.
Find them on
Yeah, no.
Facebook.
On the Facebook.
On
Yeah.
the Facebook.
Farmington Mortgage /
Capstar
Capstar
slash
/
Old National
Old National.
slash O&B slash
.com or something probably.
Don't forget to follow us, the NexGen podcast, on all channels as well.
Like, rate,
Like.
subscribe, review, comment below your favorite grill meals.
It's been fun, gentlemen.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Good things.